The ground ball, he got the ground ball from McGee. This one was pretty well hit.
Managed to win 3 out of 4. One reason, they struck out Vince Coleman 7 times. There's a line drive base hit. So where they struck him out once last night and McGee 3 times, he now gets the base hit, and now we're going to find out what it's all about.
That we are.
They go to baseball. 1-1. And there he goes. Pitch is outside, and the throw, got him.
And Duncan may have gotten tagged.
He did. Duncan is spiked. Timeout.
Kennedy, Jody Davis, Yeager, and listen to this one. Razor shines.
3-2. Ground ball to the left, and Duncan kicks it. Recovers, forget all about it. So Mariano Duncan, unable to handle that hot. 1-0. McGee goes, pitch out. Socia to Sachs. He is really hung out to dry. To Brock. Live by the sword, die by the sword.
Joe Malfitano calls the pitch out, and you can see that coming.
And then Lasorda saw McGee on a pitch out, cut down from Socia to Sachs to Brock. A drive into left center, and it is a tweener and goes to the wall. Guerrero plays the hop back in, and Tommy Hurt doubles, and it shows you how important those first 2 outs were. First inning, no score. Tommy Hurt second. Fastball, got him. Boy, what an inning. 2 men thrown out, and Hershiser strikes out Clark. And at the end of half an inning, Cardinals nothing, Dodgers coming up. Mariano Duncan facing Joaquin Andujar. Now, he won 3 games, 2-0 against the Dodgers, and lifetime 6-10. Ground ball to Pendleton. 1 away, and the big thing was to watch Duncan run, and he appeared to be okay after being nicked by the spikes. In contrast, Landreau almost always wears a long sleeve shirt. Strike 3, punched him out on the corner.
Batting third, number 52.
So 2 out in the first inning. 1-2 to Madlock. 2 down, first inning, no score. Oh, good, mean sidearm breaking ball. That's why they call it public enemy number 1. And at the end of an inning, no score.
Look at that backswing of his. He's liable to clonk you.
1-0 to Andy. And he drives it to right and deep. Marshall a full turn to the track and makes the catch. Boy, that's a big league outfielder's play. Turn your back on home plate and come by and pick it off, especially at 6:07 local time. Hit into the fewest double plays in the league. And that takes care of Terry Fenelon. Strikeout number 2 for Orel Hershiser, whose high this year was 9.
And that's that overhand.
Counting last night, in the 13 games they played, 9 of the 13, the Dodger pitchers have held the Cardinals to 3 runs or less. So sooner or later it boils down to pitching. Home must have been part of a, well, let's see,
Spring training game.
to be. That hit the bag, and it's going to be a base hit. Sachs will run it down, and Porter's on his way to third. So Ozzie Smith hits the bag for a base hit that might have cost a run. And Ozzie Smith at first. 2 out, no score, second inning. Strike 3 call. So the only major leaguer to strike out more than half of his career at-bats, Joaquin Andujar. And at the end of an inning and a half.
All that Andujar throws so well.
And he chased that sidearm fastball. So that's 3 consecutive strikeouts for Joaquin Andujar, who has certainly come to play. And remember, his high this year is only 6. 1 out, second inning, no score. Sidearm him, and down he goes. And now we really got a string going.
He really bears down. He's looking right at Porter.
Came awfully close to being the first Dodger catcher to hit 300 since the great Roy Campanella did it 30 years ago. Big bouncer to Clark. And that will be that. 6 in a row retired by Joaquin Andujar. And at the end of 2 at sunset time, no score. We'll be back after these messages from your local station. Had an opportunity go down the drain. 1-0. The big bouncer right to Madlock, as if he were playing pepper with him. 1 down.
Center fielder.
And does that jump out at you? 1 ball, 1 strike. Line drive, base hit to left field. McGee holding at first, and he was never thinking about putting any pressure on Guerrero. He was just jogging to first. But now let's see. Remember, they pitched out. 3 balls, no strikes. And now he is really in trouble. 2 on with 1 out. And Jack Clark coming up, and Ron Peronowski going out to talk to him.
It's the guy on second that scares you.
2-2. In the dirt, and that gets away. McGee is to third, rounding third, coming to the plate. The throw is not in time. Down to third goes Tommy Herr. And just like that, the Cardinals run their way to a 1-0 lead.
He broke immediately. It was a break.
And now let's see what Clark does. The Dodger infield has to come up with a runner at third and 1 out. And he promptly hits a short hopper to Sachs. The runner holds the out at first. Steve had to dig that thing out of the dirt, and Tommy Herr had nowhere to go. 1-0 Cardinals in the third. 3-2 to Andy Van Slyke, and there's the ball 4. So Hershiser is really struggling. The Cardinals have had men all over the limbs in each of the 3 innings, and they've gotten 1 home so far. He, even a sigh by Hershiser, told a great deal. 2-0 to Terry Pendleton. High fly ball to left. Guerrero has a play. He's got it. Hershiser wobbly, staggers, and allows only 1 run. So he got out of it certainly cheaply enough. At the end of 2.5, the Cardinals won. Andujar only allowed 15 home runs, in case you're thinking about that this year. Line drive, great catch by Tommy Herr.
He just does the job. Not much fanfare.
1-1. Ground ball by the mound, back a second into center field. The Dodger pitchers in sacrifices this year with 10. So he figures to bunt. And the throw gets away. Sachs is looking at Amalfitano, and they're going to wave him. And the throw to third, he is in there. Twice seeing Hershiser tries to squeeze in the run. Not this time. Full swing, base hit. Drives it right at McGee. 2 down. You know, on that first pitch, when Duncan fouled it off, you don't have to be on the bag to hold him on. And that's hit the other way into left center, base hit. Chasing it is Coleman, and by the time he gets it, they're going to send Hershiser home. The throw by Ozzie, he scores. Got out. Breaking ball hit into left. They're going to send Landro. Here comes Coleman's throw. Good throw, but he scores. Madlock to second. 3-1 Dodgers. Cardinals won. Andujar struggling to stay in the game. Fastball, and it's missed. It wasn't fouled, and the runners move up 90 feet. Darrell Porter just missed it. Boy, that's a tough break for the Cardinals. And then Hershiser twice tries to squeeze and then singles in a run, 0-2. Breaking ball is lifted to right. Van Slyke has the play. And that's the inning, but it's a 3-run inning for the Dodgers. 3 runs, 4 hits, 1 very big inning.
He's an exceptional hitter. Right-hander to right-hander. You throw him that big breaking curveball.
Well, here's Darrell Porter, 1 hopper right at Sachs. Now that's a little bit of a surprise too, considering Hershiser made such a long trip around the base paths.
One season.
What a different game. Breaking ball is going to be hit up the middle, and Duncan short hops, throws too late. You can't get Ozzie hitting left-handed on that play, but it was an excellent try by Mariano Duncan, and evidently, here he is. And he bunts in the air. They're going to let it fall. They want to get Ozzie Smith off the bases. Now they throw to first and double up Andujar. The incredible Joaquin man.
Hershiser made that play. That forehead, he is upset.
And Soch will be the first man to find out about it. And he bunts. And it'll be Porter falling down. Boy, was that a thinking man's play by Socha.
Yes, sir.
Scored McGee from second base. And then the Dodgers came back with an even wilder 3. And there's a drive to right. Away back and gone. Was a fastball that was clocked at 91 miles an hour. And he bunts. And it'll be Pendleton. And make the play. Boy, are they trying to do everything but pin a tail on Andujar psychologically. And the Cardinals haven't done anything really to try and hold him together. They've touched him for 5 hits and 1 run. That will take care of Mariano. That's a half a dozen strikeouts for Joaquin Andujar, but small consolation. 5-1 Dodgers. We'll be back after these messages from your local station.
Like, nobody.
0-2. Little ground ball. Heat on Duncan to get Coleman. Got him. One away in the top of the 5th inning, and Willie McGee aboard on an error. Single to left, a big chopper to the right of Sachs. He stays with it, throws him out. Led the league 7 times. Incredible hitter. Big chopper to Brock, and he'll do it himself, and it's a very easy inning for Orel Hershiser. At the end of 4.5 innings, the Dodgers 5 and the Cardinals 1. Fanfare, but this is one of the truly great rivalries, the Dodgers-Cardinals. And that slice to left center field. Here comes McGee. Can't get it. Coleman going over to back up. Landreau holding with a double, and he has gone that way consecutive at-bats in the 3rd inning to drive in a run. Count 0-2. And this time he lifts one to shallow left center. Landreau will not tag. McGee for the catch, and there's no further play. 1 away. So for Madlock.
And then he'd have those tremendous days. I remember a 5-for-5 day he had there, and that's when it enabled him to stand the man.
Worthy indeed to have a statue erected in front of Busch Stadium in St. Louis.
I bet that statue would hit 280.
Probably. Basically, it's hit or miss for Mike, and when he hits, it's usually in the air. And there, it's in the air. Base hit to left. Here comes Landreau. Here comes Coleman's throw, and it's a poor throw, and that allows Marshall to go to second with Guerrero at third. 6-1 Dodgers.
Well, you have to repeat. You know, he goes a long way with his players. They got him here. A tough decision. Borsch's last time out pitched pretty well.
With first base open because of that overthrow by Vince Coleman, which is really a killer, Whitey Herzog has to bring in a left-hand pitcher hit 6. 0-1. Line drive at Horton. He goes to Pendleton, and they double up Guerrero. And they're out of the inning on a line drive double play. And at the end of 5, the Dodgers 6 and the Cardinals 1. And looks like he's going to get it. Clean single to center for Jack Clark. Leading off matters in the 6th inning. Now the batter will be Andy Van Slyke.
Andy Van Slyke.
If he gets the ball up, or they start hitting a lot of fly balls, that's when I worry.
He's completed 9 games this year. And there's a drive to right, but Marshall got a good jump. I don't think he gets that jump, and now he's going to try for the double play, but couldn't do it. Been hard to pick that ball up back in the first 2 innings. Boy, Pendleton just did get out of the way. 1-2. Squirted off the end of the bat. Madlock will have to go to first, and down to second base goes Clark. That thing looked like it came out of the end of a hose. Little ground ball to third. Got him. Big strikeout. A very big time of the game to get it. So the Cardinals leave Clark at second, and at the end of 5 1/2. Dodgers 6, Cardinals 1.
Oh, the courage.
Sachs, Hershiser, and Duncan. And the bunt down to get it is Horton. And got him on a great play by Clark. Oh, what a play by Clark. I don't know how he could have picked that ball right off Sachs' head. And the Dodgers are going to argue for Sachs' ear. And here's Hershiser with 1 out. And he hits a ground ball breaking his bat, and Tommy Herr will take care of it. I really marveled at that big difference. It should be pointed out. He is a totally different hitter from this side of the plate. Line drive down the right field line to illustrate the point. And he's going to go to second because he's got a bad leg and a bad foot. That's an easy triple for him prior to tonight. And they're going to check. So he has walked Landro. And that's really got to frost Whitey Herzog. To walk the left-hand hitter, and now you get Bill Madlock, and it has frosted Whitey enough to bring him out of the dugout. And Bill Campbell was 0-1 against the Dodgers this year. He was in 3 games. You're up to your neck in alligators.
I was going to say, man, the lifeboats.
1-1. Line to center, sinking base hit. McGee is going to come after the plate. Here comes Anderson to score. 7-1 Dodgers. Starting off with Ozzie Smith. Fastball hit into left field. Base hit. Here comes Landro to score. 8-1 Dodgers. Check swing. They're going to look at first. Swing, said John McSherry.
Mike Marshall can't believe it. He's still at home plate.
With Braun on deck, Jeff Lottie has been throwing in the Cardinal pen. Ground ball to Brock. He'll do it himself. Pinch hitter Steve Braun coming up. This year he passed Red Schoendienst as the all-time Cardinal pinch hitter, but not this time. So 2 ground balls to Greg Brock. And the batter will be Vince Coleman.
Left fielder.
Thank you, Tom. And of course, the importance and seriousness of that announcement makes this ball game in proper perspective about the size of a grain of sand. Just, however, to get your mind off what has been going on and is going on in the Middle East, we can conclude the story. Takes the count of Steve Sachs. 8-1 Dodgers, 2 out, bottom of the 7th. High fly ball into left center. McGee, however, has that one on his radar screen, and that's that. The Dodgers are out in order. It's the first time that's happened since the 2nd inning. 15 at-bats. So the Dodgers have been able to keep him on the base paths for now. Backhanded by Madlock. Got him.
Madlock has been a different ball player since he left.
With that 414 feet away center field fence. One hopper right at Sachs. 2 down. Right in his red Shandings. Breaking ball away. And that puts Jack Clark aboard with the walk. 4th walk given up by Orel Hershiser.
Right fielder.
So he's pretty much balancing his books. 60, turned his back on the ball, and then somehow picked it up at twilight time when it was so tough to see, and made the catch. Ground ball to Brock. So they will leave Jack Clark at first, and at the end of 7.5, Dodgers 8, Cardinals 1. And Jeff is in there. Last night, they used Daly.
And in that first one is always a big step, and that's another factor in getting Lottie in there.
1-2 to count it, Jeff. And that takes care of Hershiser. So Hershiser strikes out, 1 away. Well, Missouri's the show-me state, so they're just about ready to show, huh?
Yep.
Ozzie gobbles it up and then throws, but Clark just does stay on the bag. Well, I tell you what, big league first baseman, 11 hits for the Dodgers, 1 run, 6 hits for the Cardinals. Saturday, Bob Welch and Danny Cox. Ground ball up the middle. Orlando comes up with his 3rd hit, plus a walk. Leaving an oil slick at the end of 4 games, they were history. Tough play for Lottie. He's got to get a high bounce, and he didn't get it. That's the difference playing on grass. If he's at home, that ball comes up to him quicker, and he'll get Madlock. High fly ball to dead center. Back goes McGee, away back to the wall. He's got it. No runs, 2 hits as Pedro tried to flex his muscles. Had it analyzed, and certainly was it brought to the fore in the first inning tonight.
Yes, sir.
Line drive base hit. Looked like Pendleton almost hit that off his ear. A single to left to open up the 9th. And it'll be the first hit since Clark singled leading off the... Cox was the 3rd best starter in the league as far as quality starts are concerned. So Hershiser with runners at first and second. Number 34, Danny Cox, the only pitchers who made more plays this year. And the odd part is 10 of the 13, he was a left-handed hitter. That's just when you don't think he'll do it. To Brock, to Anderson, and too late to Hershiser. Taking 3rd is Pendleton. The executive producer of NBC Sports, Michael Weissman, with a runner in scoring position, and they have Pendleton at 3rd right now with 1 out. Hit in the air to Marshall. He'll be coming up, and one-hands it, and there will not be a play. Not when you're down by 7.
Pendleton at third base thought it was going to drop in, and the ball was not hit hard. He hit it off the handle.
Hit off the glove of Hershiser, deflected to Sachs, who throws too late, and Pendleton scores. So it'll be a base hit off Hershiser's glove. Aboard on the error by Duncan. Single to left, grounded out twice. The last time Madlock took an extra base hit away from him. Ground ball hard to Sachs, and he goes to Brock.